Ooh. Oh man. Shalom, shalom, everybody. How y'all doing? Welcome back, man. What's up? What's up? Welcome to Rise Trips. It's not early, but it's early. We out here. We got shit to do today. But before we get that done, man, we're gonna go ahead and see what it is and what it ain't, and what we can and what we can't with a couple of, finish off the next the next scriptures in the Apocrypha. We're gonna finish off the Apocrypha today. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna finish off the Apocrypha today with the rest of the book of Esther. The rest of the book of Esther, which is 2 pages. 2 pages. 2 pages from the rest of chapter 10, where we left off at in the Bible. Esther stopped in chapter 10. So we're gonna finish off chapter 10 and go all the way to chapter 16, man. 10 to 16, but it's only 2 pages. 2 pages. But it's all gravy. Two pages, man. My eyes is blurry right now, so I'm trying to wait for my eyes to get unblurified. But anyway, yeah, we'll finish off Esther, and that'll we go ahead. That'll be the Apocrypha. All praises. We will have finished it. Another thing we succeeded at. The objective was to finish the Apocrypha, and we did that, one book and the Apocrypha at a time. We started at the Wisdom of Solomon, I believe we started at. We started at the Wisdom of Solomon, worked our way down to First and Second Maccabees, and came back up with First and Second Esdras, Tobit, Judith, and now the last book, the rest of Esther. So, okay, before we get into it, let's go ahead and get the books of the Bible out of the way. How many? We've been doing the books of the Bible long enough. It's not. You can always do them, man. It's nothing stopping you from doing the books of the Bible. But as much as we have been doing it, you should know something now. You should know something now. You know, at least you should be able to get, at least 15. At least the first 20. The first 20 you should be able to get by now. At least that. So. Shit still be good. Shalom, everybody. Yeah, you good to go. So let's jump into the books of the Bible right quick. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1 Samuel, 2 Samuel, 1 Kings, 2 Kings, 1 Chronicles, 2 Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther, Job, Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, the Song of Solomon, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Lamentations, Ezekiel, Daniel, Hosea, Joel, Amos, Obadiah, Jonah, Micah, Nahum, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, Malachi, 1 Esdras, 2 Esdras, Tobit, Judith, the rest of Esther, which we are about to do and finish up today, the rest of Esther, the Wisdom of Solomon, Ecclesiasticus, Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, Baruch, the Book of the Three Holy Children, the Prayer or the Song of the Three Holy Children, the History of Susanna, I'm having a brain fart. The History of Susanna, the Destruction of Bel and the Dragon, the Prayer of Manasseh, 1 Maccabees, 2 Maccabees, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Acts, Romans, 1 Corinthians, 2 Corinthians, Galatians, Ephesians, Colossians, Philippians. Oh, Philippians, Colossians. Is it Philippians, Colossians? Yeah. Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians, 1 Thessalonians, 2 Thessalonians, 1 Timothy, 2 Timothy, Titus, Hebrews, Titus, Philemon, Hebrews, James, 1 Peter, 2 Peter, 1 John, 2 John, 3 John, Jude, and Revelations. And those are the books of the Bible. Those are the books of the Bible. I messed up on a couple. I messed up on a few. I messed up on that Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians. I kind of get stumbled on that one. And that Titus, Philemon, Hebrews. I'll get stumbled on that one too. But the one the Song of the Three Holy Children, I can't believe I forgot that one. I like that book. Anyway, let's jump into it. Let's blow the trumpet though. Let's blow the trumpet for finishing off the Apocrypha and for having breath to breathe. We're going to blow up the trumpet for having breath to breathe and all that we need to succeed. So we're going to succeed today in finishing off the rest of the book of Esther. And for Esther doing the things that she did, Esther and her uncle Mordecai, we'll blow the trumpets for that as well. For instituting Purim, the Most High using them to be able to hold Israel down and come through in Israel's time of need when Haman was trying to destroy them. And Mordecai was used, Esther was used with King Ahasuerus of Persia to go ahead and exalt Israel above the other people and put Israel in a better position, the Israelites in a better position. So the rest of the book of Esther in the Apocrypha, it says the rest of the chapters are Esther, which are found neither in the Hebrew nor in the Chaldees. Part of the 10th chapter after the Greek, this is Esther, the rest of chapter 10. Then Mordecai said, God had done these things, for I remember a dream which I saw concerning these matters, and nothing thereof had failed. A little fountain became a river, and there was light, and the sun, and much water, and this river is Esther, whom the king married and made queen. And the two dragons and I are an Ammon, and the two dragons are I and Ammon. Haman in the other one, I guess this is coming from the Greek. They're calling him Mordecai. In the regular Bible, it's called, his name is Mordecai. And in the scriptures, his name is Haman, but in here they're calling him Ammon. And the nation were those that were assembled to destroy the name of the Jews. And my nation is this Israel, which cried to God and were saved. For the Lord had saved his people. And the Lord had delivered us from all those evils. And God had wrought signs and great wonders, which have not been done among the Gentiles. And therefore hath he made two lots, one for the people of God and another for all the Gentiles. And these two lots came at the hour and time and day of judgment before God among all nations. So God remembered his people and justified his inheritance. And therefore those days shall be unto them in the month Adar, the 14th and 15th day, which is Purim, of the same month, with an assembly and joy and with gladness before God, according to the generations forever among his people. Let me put that in there. Purim. The 14th and the 15th day of the 12th month. It says the same month, which is Adar. With assembly and joy and with gladness before God. Adar is the 12th month, the month of Purim. The Purim, where you can give gifts. If you didn't know, you give gifts at Purim, how they do at Christmas. That would be the time that you would do such a thing. Chapter 11. In the 4th year of the reign of Ptolemy and Cleopatra, Dositheus, who said he was a priest and a Levite, and Ptolemy his son, brought this epistle of Purim, which they said was the same, and that Lysimachus, the son of Ptolemy, that was in Jerusalem, had interpreted it. placed in the Greek before chapter 1 of the Hebrew. In the second year of the reign of Artaxias the Great, in the first day of the month Nisan, Mordecai, the son of Jairus, the son of Samai, the son of Cassii, of the tribe of Benjamin, had a dream, who was a Jew, and dwelt in the city of Susa, the great man, being a servitor in the king's court. He was also one of the captives which Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, carried from Jerusalem with Jeconiah, king of Judea. And this was his dream. Behold, the noise of the tumult, that with thunder and earthquakes, an uproar in the land. And behold, two great dragons came forth ready to fight, and their cry was great. And at their city, all nations were prepared to battle. And at their cry, all nations were prepared to battle, that they might fight against the righteous people. And lo, a day of darkness and obscurity, tribulation and anguish, affliction and great uproar upon the earth. And the whole righteous nation was troubled, fearing their own evils, and were ready to perish. And then they cried unto God, and upon their cry, as it were from a little fountain, was made a great flood, even much water. And the light and the sun rose up, and the lowly were exalted and devoured at the glorious. Now when Mordecai, who had seen this dream and what God had determined to do, was awake, and he bare this dream in mind, and until night by all means was desirous to know it. Chapter 12. And Mordecai took his rest in the court with Gabbatha and Thera and two eunuchs of the king, the keepers of the palace. And he heard their devices and searched out their purposes, and learned that they were about to lay hands upon Artaxias, the king. But in the scriptures, it's Ahasuerus. And so he certified the king of them. And then the king examined the two eunuchs. And after that, they had confessed it, and they were strangled. And the king made a record of these things, and Mordecai also wrote thereof. And so the king commanded Mordecai to serve in the court. And for this he rewarded him. Howbeit, Amon, the son of Amathus, the Agagite, who was in great honor with the king, sought to molest Mordecai and his people because of the two eunuchs of the king. Shalom. Chapter 3. The copy of the letter was this: the great king Artaxias writeth these things to the princes and governors that are under him from Ethiopia, India to Ethiopia, and in 127 provinces. And that I became Lord over many nations and had dominion over the whole world, and not lifted up with presumption of my authority, but carrying myself always with equity and mildness. And I propose to settle my subjects continually in a quiet life, and make my kingdom peaceable, and open for passage to the utmost coast, to renew peace, which is desired of all men. Now, when I asked my counselors how this might be brought to pass, Amon, that excelled in wisdom among us, and was approved for his constant good, will, and steadfast fidelity, and had the honor of the second place in the kingdom, declared unto us that in all nations throughout the world there was scattered a certain malicious people that had laws contrary to all nations, and continually despised the commandments of the kings, so as the uniting of our kingdoms honorably intended by us cannot go forward. And seeing then we understand that this people alone is continually in opposition unto all men, and differing in the strange manner of their laws, and evil affected to our state, working all the mischief they can, that our kingdom may not be firmly established. Therefore have we commanded that all they that are signified in writing unto you by Ammon, who is ordained over the affairs and is next unto us, shall all with their with their wives and children be utterly destroyed by the sword of their enemies, without all mercy and pity, the 14th day of the 12th month Adar of this present year. Shalom, shalom. That they who of old and now also are malicious may in one day with violence go into the grave, and so ever hereafter cause our affairs to be well settled and without trouble. Chapter 17. Then Mordecai thought upon all the works of the Lord, and made his prayer unto him, saying, O Lord, Lord, the King Almighty, for the whole world is in thy power, and if thou hast appointed to save Israel, there is no man that can gainsay thee. For thou hast made heaven and earth, and all the wondrous things under the heaven. Thou art Lord of all things, and there is no man that can resist thee, which art the Lord. And thou knowest all things, and thou knowest, Lord, that it is neither in contempt, nor pride, nor for any desire of glory that I did not bow down to proud Ammon. For I could have been content with good will for the salvation of Israel, to kiss the soles of his feet. But I did this, that I might not prefer the glory of man above the glory of God. And neither will I worship any but thee, O God, and neither will I do it in pride. And now, O Lord God and King, spare thy people, for their eyes are upon us to bring us to naught. And yea, they desire to destroy the inheritance, that they have been thine. Oh, excuse me, my eyes are, that has been thine since the beginning. My eyes are blurred. Despise not the portion which thou hast delivered out of Egypt for thine own self. Hear my prayer, and be merciful unto thine inheritance, and turn our sorrow into joy, that we may live, O Lord, and praise thy name, and destroy not the mountain of them that praise thee, O Lord. All Israel in like manner cried most earnestly unto the Lord, because their death was before their eyes. Chapter 14. Now Queen Esther also, being in fear of death, resorted unto the Lord, and laid away her glorious apparel, and put on the garments of anguish and mourning. And instead of precious ointments, she covered her head with ashes and dung, and she humbled her body greatly. And all the places of her joy were filled. She filled with her torn hair. And she prayed unto the Lord God of Israel, saying, O my Lord, thou only art our King. Help me, desolate woman, which have no helper but thee. For my danger is in mine hand. For my youth up, I have heard in the tribe of my family that thou, O Lord, tookest Israel from among all people, and our fathers from all their predecessors, for the perpetual inheritance. And thou hast performed whatsoever thou didst promise them. And now we have sinned before thee. Therefore hast thou given us into the hands of our enemies, because we worship their gods. O Lord, thou art righteous. Let me mark that. That is the case. That is the case and has normally been the case. We have sinned before thee because we have served and worshiped other gods. Nevertheless, it satisfied them not, and that we are in bitter captivity, but they have stricken hands with their idols, that they will abolish the thing that thou with thy mouth has ordained, and destroy thine inheritance, and stop the mouth of them that praise thee, and quench the glory of thy house and of thine altar, and open the mouths of the heathen, to set forth the praise of the idols, and to magnify a fleshly king forever. O Lord, give not thy scepter unto them that be nothing. Give not thy scepter unto them that be nothing. And let them not laugh at our fall, but turn their device upon themselves, and make them an example that hath begun this against us. Remember, O Lord, make thyself known in time of our affliction, and give me boldness, O King of the nations and Lord of all power. Give me eloquent speech in my mouth before the lion, and turn his heart to hate him that fighteth against us, that there may be an end of him, and of all that are like-minded to him. But deliver us with thine hand, and help me that am desolate, and which have no other helper but thee. Thou knowest all things, O Lord. Thou knowest that I hate the glory of the unrighteous, and abhor the bed of the uncircumcised, and of all the heathen. Thou knowest my necessity, for I abhor the sign of my high estate, which is upon mine head in the days wherein I shew myself, and that I abhor it as a minstrous rag, and that I wear it not when I am private by myself. And that thine handmaid hath not eaten at Amon's table, and that I have not greatly esteemed the king's feast, nor drunk the wine of the drink offerings, and neither had thine handmaid any joy since the day that I was brought hither to this present, but in thee, O Lord God of Abraham. O thou mighty God above all, hear the voice of the forlorn, and deliver us out of the hands of the mischievous, and deliver me out of my fear. Chapter 15. And upon the third day, when she had ended her prayer, so they didn't say that in chapter 14, they did not say it, but the third day, that had to have been the day when she had asked Mordecai to ask all Israel that was there in Shushan, the palace, to fast and not eat or drink for 3 days with her. So, chapter 15. Let me put that, during the fast. And upon the third day, this was during the fast, after the fast for 3 days. No eating or drinking. Because people think you can drink during the fast. A real biblical fast, you don't eat or drink anything. Nothing come past your lips. Nothing. And upon the third day, when she had ended her prayer, she laid away her mourning garments, and put on her glorious apparel, and being glorious adorned after she had called upon God, who is the beholder and savior of all things, she took 2 maids with her, and upon the one she leaned, as carrying her daintily, and the other followed, bearing up her train. And she was ruddy through the perfection of her beauty, and her countenance was cheerful and very amiable, but her heart was in anguish for fear. And then, having passed through all the doors, she stood before the king, who sat upon his royal throne, and was clothed with all his robes of majesty, all glittering with gold and precious stones, and he was very dreadful. And then, lifting up his countenance, then shone his majesty, he looked very fiercely upon her, and the queen fell down and was pale and fainted, and bowed herself upon the head of the maid that went before her. Then God changed the spirit of the king into mildness, who excuse me, who in a fear leaped from his throne, and took her in his arms till she came to herself again, and comforted her with loving words, and said unto her, Esther, what is the matter? Am I thy brother? Be in good cheer. Thou shalt not die. Though our commandment be general, come near. And so he held up his golden scepter, and laid it upon her neck, and embraced her, and said, Speak unto me. Then said she unto him, I saw thee, my Lord, as an angel of God, and my heart was troubled for fear of thy majesty. For wonderful art thou, Lord, and thy countenance is full of grace. And as she was speaking, she fell down for faintness. And then the king was troubled, and all his servants comforted her. Chapter 16. This is the last chapter. The great King Artaxerxes unto the princes and governors of 127 provinces from India unto Ethiopia, and unto all our faithful subjects greeting. And many, the more often they are honored with the great bounty of their gracious princes, the more proud they are waxen, and endeavor to hurt not our subjects only, but not being able to bear abundance, do not in hand to practice also against those that do them good. And take not only thankfulness away from them, from among men, but also lift it up with the glorious words of lewd persons that were never good, and they think to escape the justice of God, that seeth all things and hateth evil. Oftentimes also fair speech of those that are put in trust in to manage their friends' affairs, and have caused many that are in authority to be partakers of innocent blood, and have enwrapped them in remediless calamities. Now beguiling with the falsehood and deceit of their lewd disposition the innocency of the goodness of princes. Now ye may see this, as we have declared, not so much by ancient histories as ye may, if ye search what hath been wickedly done of late through the pestilent behavior of them that are unworthily placed in authority. And we must take care of for the time to come, that our kingdom may be quiet and peaceable for all men, both by changing our purposes and always judging things that are evident with more equal proceedings. For Ammon, a Macedonian, the son of Amadatha, being indeed a stranger from the Persian blood, and far distant from our goodness, and as a stranger received of us, had so far forth obtained the favor that we shew toward every nation, as that he was called our father, and was continually honored of all men, as the next person unto the king. But he, not bearing his great dignity, went about to deprive us of our kingdom and life, having by manifold and cunning deceits sought of us the destruction, as well of Mordecai, who saved our life, and continually procured our good, and as also of blameless Esther, partaker of our kingdom, with their whole nation. For by these means he thought, finding us destitute of friends, to have translated the kingdom of Persians to the Macedonians. But we find that the Jews, whom this wicked wretch had delivered to utter destruction, are no evildoers, but live by most just laws, and that they be children of the Most High, and the most mighty living God, who hath ordered the kingdom both unto us and to our progenitors in the most excellent manner. Wherefore ye shall do well not to put in execution the letters sent unto you by Ammon the son of Amadatha. For he that was the worker of these things is hanged in the gates of Susa, or Shushan the palace, with all his family, and God who ruleth all things speedily rendering vengeance to him according to his deserts. Therefore ye shall publish the copy of this letter in all places, that the Jews may freely live after their own laws, and ye shall aid them, that even the same day, being the 13th day of the 12th month Adar, that may be avenged on them, who in the time of their affliction shall set upon them. For Almighty God had turned to joy unto them the day wherein the chosen people should have perished. Ye shall therefore among your solemn feasts keep it an high day with all feasting, that both now and hereafter there may be safety to us. And the well-affected Persians, but to those which do conspire against us a memorial of destruction. And therefore every city and country whatsoever which shall not do according to these things shall be destroyed without mercy, with fire and sword, and shall be made not only unpassable for men, but also most hateful to wild beasts and fowls forever. And that was the Apocrypha. That was the rest of Esther, and we have officially finished the Apocrypha. We have finished the Apocrypha. We read the book of Esther yesterday. That's why we waited to do the rest of Esther today, so we could have the complete picture of Esther. But from the way it was written, from the way the rest of Esther was written, most of the chapters, except for the last chapter, took place like you could put the chapters in between some other stuff. You could put in the book of Esther, when it talks about Mordecai was sitting in the gates wearing sackcloth and ashes, when they sent word to Queen Esther what Haman was doing, you could put a couple of chapters before that. You could put a couple of chapters. You could put one of the chapters before Esther went in to see the king, or even in between, right when she went seeing the king. Because the stuff about her fainting, that's good information. The stuff about her leaning upon one of her maid servants to look more daintiful or dainty, and one carrying the train, that was a good thing. Her taking off all her precious garments and putting on sackcloth herself and ashes upon her head, or the apparel of mourning, that's good information as well, which definitely could be added within the context of how the story was falling. But we finished it. We finished it, man. We finished it. We succeeded. We succeeded. Now let me see with my blurry eyes, man. I damn read that whole thing with blurry vision. Yeah, I appreciate that, Sharky Kusi. Thank you for the like. Thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. Oh man. Yeah, my eyes is blurry. Yeah, but we succeeded. We succeeded. I can go ahead and put this. I don't want to say put it away because I keep this on me in my bag. But we can go ahead and move on and start reading. Even though we're gonna keep going in the Bible, but I want to move on. I want to move on to another book. I don't remember which book I said I was gonna do, but I don't remember if it was gonna be the book of Enoch or I was gonna reread the book of Jasher. I don't remember. But it's going to be one of them. So we'll pick up most likely tomorrow. Lord, spare life. I wake up and have breath to breathe and have all I need to succeed. And I'm going to get my ass up and read and see what it is and what it ain't and what I can, what I can't. And I'm going to try to tell you. I'm going to try to give it to you. But let's go ahead and blow the trumpet for Esther and Mordecai, and blow up the trumpet for the Most High God, who put it on Mordecai and Esther to do and be in the positions they was in to be able to help how they helped. Mordecai to help with King Ahasuerus and know the plot, to hear the plot, to warn him of the plot. He snitched. Mordecai snitched. Look how snitching got Israel in a good position. Mordecai was like, oh, I'm telling. Mordecai hit him with that Leviticus 5:1. Leviticus 5:1. couldn't make it go like I wanted it to go. There you go. But anyway, let's see what it's gonna be tomorrow, man. Let's see what it's gonna be tomorrow. We're gonna see, man. I have read the ancient book of Jasher before. I read it before, but when I went back to check the videos, a lot of the videos didn't make it. So it's big portions. It is big portions of the book that that didn't make it. That are missing. It's big portions of the book that are missing. So I definitely wanted to read it over. It has 90 chapters. 91, I'm sorry. 91 chapters. Some of the stuff up in here was like, man, some X-Men shit. Israel was like some X-Men in this. And then we got the book of Enoch. I don't remember how many chapters they have in the book of Enoch, but I think I'll do that first. I think I'll read the book of Enoch first because I haven't read that one on here at all. I haven't read the book of Enoch on here at all. You know what? I'm gonna put a notch. I want to put a notch on my. I'm gonna put a notch on my reading books, on my thing, because since we finished the Apocrypha. I'm gonna put a notch on that. $28. I finished 28 books. Yep, 28 books. And then Enoch will be 29. And the other book I'm reading will be about 30. That'll make 30 books. And I'll put another notch for the book of Jasher. So we'll go ahead and Rising Scripts. That's what we'll do. Rising Scripts. We'll go ahead and jump into the book of Enoch and the Rising Scripts. And then I'll come back and read the ancient book of Jasher, as referenced in Joshua 10 and 13 and 2 Samuel 1 and 18 and 2 Timothy 3 and 8. But we'll read this one first. We'll read the book of Enoch first and get it out the way. It looks smaller, but it's about the same size. It's about the same size. It's just the pages are smaller. Pages are smaller than the Apocrypha as well. Now, there's some things when I read this the first time I didn't understand, because I didn't understand how it was written necessarily. But we'll go through it. We'll go through it. Because I'm not understanding like the abbreviations. Yeah, because you need to know, you're going to need to know. It has like where things come from, whether it came from out the Greek or if it came from the Ethiopic version. And boy, you better know your if you go to read the book, or at least this copy of the book of Enoch, you better know your Roman numerals. You better know your Roman numerals. Because there's gonna be a lot of them. You are going to come across a lot of Roman numerals. But that'll be the next book on the list. Let me put that seek in there, man. Let me put that seek in there. So we're going to seek and find out what the book of Enoch has to say. I know some people don't want you to read Enoch. But, you know, it's information in there. Just like some people don't want you to read the book of Jasher as well. But I think it's good information in both as well as other books. I think it's good information. You have to, you know, discern everything. You know, everything you read, no matter what book it is, you have to use a form of discernment in it. The main objective is no matter what you read in either of the books, though, the objective should be to keep God's commandments and live. Because that's what it says in Revelations 22 and is it 22:14? Let me check right quick. 22:14 says if you want to have right to the tree of life, you need to keep the commandments. Yep, 22 and 14. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life and may enter in through the gates into the city. So if that's what you want to do, if that's what you believe in, no matter what you read, do the commandments. No matter what you read, do the commandments. And that's what it is and what it ain't and what you can and what you can't. That's the commandments. So, but I appreciate everybody that stopped by. I appreciate all the likes. Man, it definitely helps the channel, bro. We're going to keep pushing one day at a time, man, little bit by little bit, line upon line, here a little and there a little, till we can seek and find what it is and what it ain't and what we can and what we can't, man. Try to make sure that we can apply these things to our lives. At least that's what you should be trying to do. Apply it to your life. Make yourself a better person, striving to be right in the sight of the Lord instead of being wicked and evil in the sight of the Lord like those before you. Yeah, but catch me on the next one around, man. Like, comment, subscribe, share, tell you people, man, Shalom out here reading shit, man. We're going to keep trying to push our wisdom forward, grow our wisdom, nurture our wisdom. Man, seek for wisdom. Seek for wisdom. Seek for understanding. It's there. Sometimes it just takes time. Just take a little time, man. Gotta seek it out in your leisure. In your leisure time. Yep, but I'll see y'all tomorrow. Shalom, everybody. What is that? Shalom, Queen. Queen Jade. Shalom, shalom. Yeah, catch me tomorrow. Or I'll try to be back later on tonight, man. Maybe tonight, this afternoon. I'll try to be back later on this afternoon, and so I could do the reading with SHALOM, which is different from Rise and Scripts. Rise and Scripts is only going to be biblical books. Rise and Scripts is only going to be biblical books. Reading with SHALOM is whatever book that is on the list at the time, or whichever book is on the table, the Sea of Pages. And the Sea of Pages that's on the table right now is the Africans in Colonial Louisiana by Ms. Gwendolyn Midlow Hall, and we are in chapter 7 right now. I haven't read it in a couple of days, but I need to get back to it. I've been bullshitting. So we're going to try to go ahead and finish this book, and then after we finish this book, we're going to head off to reading the Black Indians. That'll be the next book on the list. So by the time we get ready to finish this book, that'll be book 30. This will be book 30 by the time we finish. But I'll try to come back later on and get an hour reading of this and reading with Shalom so we can make a move, oh shit, not even an hour. I lie. I'm not even going to read an hour because the objective later on is just to get to chapter 8. So we got about 6 pages. So however long it takes me to read them 6 pages is what it's going to be. We'll read them 6 pages and finish off chapter 7, and I'll stop at chapter 8. And then probably Saturday night, we'll pick back up in chapter 8 and start chapter 8 and work our way through chapter 8 and see what we can see, man. What treasures can we find? What treasures can we find that they tried to hide from us in a book? What treasures can we find? Yeah, but until tomorrow, until later on, until next time, man, I'm Shalom, man. I'm out here. Shalom out. I hope everybody has a wonderful day, man. Get up, get off your ass, do something, man. Read your own books. Read your own shit. Take the time out. Take the time out. No matter what God you serve, your God tell you to do some shit and he tell you don't do some shit. Figure out what it is. Don't do what he tell you not to do and do what they tell you to do. Follow your shit. I'm going to follow mine. You know? Yeah, everybody. Shalom, everybody, man. Have a wonderful day.